Good afternoon.
Oh, lucky you got that right. I was almost about to say good evening. So, you know, hey, good evening, good afternoon, good day.
Because that's the idea of starting 1 minute late. So then we can say good afternoon.
Oh, well, that is true. But
Yeah.
how are we a minute late? We're actually only a couple of seconds into it, really.
I don't know, but I figured it's a good excuse for saying good afternoon. Otherwise, I'd go good midday.
You're a nutter.
How you going, everyone? It's g'day from me
And g'day from me.
and g'day from Jess. Great to have you back on board. We're really enjoying getting back on board and doing the MD shows.
We are.
We
Yeah,
did the first one last week, and here we are. Are we
back again.
Bang.
Oh, Simon, what episode are we up to now?
I've got a big question about that. I wonder if there's anyone smart out there in the world that can tell us how many episodes we've done.
Because I think we were pretty much close to 18.
You
If
reckon?
not, we had our 18th because
Oh.
we're supposed to have a bit of a celebration and a party.
Yeah, we were going to.
Because we're going to be legal.
Yeah.
We're a
yeah.
show that could have been drinking.
We No, I don't know if that would be wise. Maybe we'll have to wait till we're 21. So we'll see how we go. But what's the name? I was just thinking, checking up on the injury list.
Well, I'm
and-
still there. I haven't moved. I'm not going anywhere.
And I was going to say, well, we haven't had any injuries since the last show because there was
has no
no
show.
event. Because there's been no events. But no, it's all right. Just a big shout out to all those nursing injuries. Hope you just get well soon. Looking forward to seeing you get back on your bike. Yesterday, I got the clearance for my neck.
Oh.
So they reckon I can start riding again, which I thought, well, that's good. Because
Because you rode last week?
I rode last week. So that's all good. So no worries. So a big shout out to everyone doing
Still
that.
recovering.
So what have we got for the show today, Jess?
We are talking all things triple clamps and bar clamps.
Bar clamps.
Go on, bar handle.
What type of bars?
I don't know. Handlebars.
Handlebar
Maybe the
clamps.
bar where you get your drinks from, which technically I might need because I don't know what we're talking about.
Ah, Deja. No, that's so true. We are.
No, we're all things triple clamps and handlebar clamps.
And handlebars clamps, yeah. Now the just put me a cuppa down. The reason why I thought it might be a good idea to touch base on this, because
They're all not
yeah.
what they're cracked up to be.
well, they might not be, or they might be, But you all know Mr. Simon Thomas.
We're name dropping now.
Yeah, we are. I'm going to drop him right into it.
Is that just
And-
because you beat him by 2 points last trial and
Oh, I didn't really want to mention that. And given the Venables factor, I actually beat him by 22 points. So anyway,
smashed
but
it
we,
in.
we won't go there. and he was riding around with Sean Harfield down at the Blackwood 2-day. And Sean had an over the handlebar experience and broke his front brake line. So they were sharing bikes, and Sean got onto Simon's bike and went, "Oh my God!" You could feel that the handlebars were loose. So and this is an interesting point. Is quite often with trials bikes, you can have. We all know they go up over your head.
Oh,
and,
yes, they do. I have good experience with that one.
Yeah, we know that. And they do take some significant impact at times. And progressively, sometimes you end up with bent handlebars. And it's amazing when someone else gets on your bike, they go, "Oh my God, your handlebars are terrible." Yet you don't notice it because it generally happens progressively. So this is kind of what happened with Simon. He didn't even notice it. When Sean got on his bike.
Then again, he is in the fuzz of still young babies and that sort of stuff,
All
so he
that
does have
there.
a good excuse.
So I've got now triple clamps come in an array of things. Now this one here is actually off a Beta Enduro bike, so I've grabbed that.
I was going to say, it looks a little bit chunky.
Yeah, I can show you the bits and pieces, but the principle's the same. That one there. So that would be what you'd call a billeted triple clamp. Then we've got your standard one, which comes on a standard Beta Evo. This one here, I'll talk about that. And this one here is off a Beta factory. So, and this is a billeted one as well, but that's obviously only the bottom part. So I was scabbing around in the shed trying to find bits and pieces that I could show you. But firstly, seeing we talked about Simon,
Yes.
And he had his handlebars loose. I'll talk about this one here. Now, on this particular triple clamp, which quite often is on a lot of the factories, the GP, Gasser GPs, stuff like that, they will have your billeted triple clamps, and your handlebar clamps will be bolted to the top triple clamp. And this is where Simon had the trouble. I should have
unbolted them.
Unbolted these, but I'll just pop these out so we can show you. So
do we have it on our checklist that people should check their handlebar?
I would be very surprised if it's not.
Listed as check all nuts and bolts.
It's listed as check all nuts and bolts. Now, the interesting thing with these, the reason why sometimes these get missed is because quite often you'll have that
little
handlebar
foamy
pad.
thingy jiggity.
Yeah, so it's a safety pad over there. In case you go over the handlebars, you've got some padding there. Now, some of them are clipped on with electrical wire tie-downs, and quite often you can't see any of this. So sometimes people often oversee it. So it's a good idea to check it out. So let's see how we go if we go to this camera shot here. Now,
come on, tech guy, get with it.
We'll get our tech guy to pop onto that. Are we on this camera?
Yes, we now are on that camera.
So if you can see, there are bolts here. Now these bolt down into your triple clamp, so they clamp your handlebar clamps down to your triple clamp.
So technically, when you're trying to tighten them, should you take that off and then tighten those?
Well, you've got to take your handlebars off to get to these. So, but it's a good idea to check on these on a regular basis. Obviously, check your workshop manual for the correct torque settings, right? But the other point I was going to raise with these, I don't know if it's going to be easy to see. Oh, you actually be better that way. See here, there's actually 2 bolt holes. So some of the triple clamps actually have 3 different positions. So you can actually position your handlebars forward or backwards on your triple clamp. So that is something I thought I'd point out to you as well. So some of them have 3 settings. The standard Gas TXT Racing, they are bolted on as well. But with those ones, whilst they don't have different bolt holes to shift them, you can actually turn them around back to front, and that will actually shift your handlebars. So if you have a look at your clamp, you'll notice that one part of the clamp, your handlebars are closer to the bolts. So you can unbolt them, turn them around, and that'll shift the handlebars forward or back.
Maybe we could do that for Seb this weekend and have him go the other way. So in case that might be the way I had them is the only way that it flips out. So if you go the other way, it just might flip under.
Yeah, well, that's good.
You know?
Well, I believe when Seb had his first ride at the Blackwood, he had a couple of flip overs, I believe. So.
Yes, just a few.
Now, the other important thing about triple clamps, so what I'll show you, unbolt these bolts again. I'll show you the standard triple clamp, and this is another thing you need to look out for. Put that down there. Now, this is just...
Hang on.
So we're going back to our little camera shot. So this is a standard Beta Evo triple clamp, and you'll notice that it's all one item. But your triple clamps only have 1 bolt, and they're a hinge system, where the other one I was showing you had the 2 bolts. Now, you can't shift the handlebar positioning on these because they're just preset and that's it. The important thing I want to show you though, so this is a test for people at home. Do you know what's wrong with this photo? Well, what's wrong with this photo?
They're missing something in those.
There's a crack. There's a crack right through there. Now, normally these will have a bar pad over it, and you might not be able to visually see that. So it's important to remove your bar pad and check your handlebar clamps, because the last thing you want going down a big drop off is your handlebars to break off. You know what I mean?
Good point.
So now this is not uncommon. It does happen. With some of the billet triple clamps that have the hinge system, they actually crack here. So there's a couple of spots to look for. So some actually crack where the pins go. Now I remember I had a 2006 Gasser come in, and it had an aftermarket Hebo fuel tank sitting on the top of it, and you couldn't, no way you could see this because the tank sat over top of it. And I removed the tank for whatever we were doing, and it was actually cracked through all but one point here. So all three of these were cracked, and it was only hanging on by the one clamp. So,
sounds like my knee, hanging on by its one thread.
so it is what it's cracked up to be.
Well, there you go.
So that's an important thing to check. And the other point I was going to talk about is tensioning up your triple clamp bolts. Now, probably this black one's not a very good visual one. Maybe the red one might be better visual. You see your clamp through here. Now, I've seen bikes where people just tighten them up until they stop. And they stretch the triple clamp until they touch. And you shouldn't do that. Check your workshop manual. Find out the correct torque setting for these bolts and tighten them up to the correct torque settings. And don't stretch your triple clamps. You know?
So what happens if you do stretch them, for those who don't know much on triple clamps just yet?
Once they've stretched them, then you don't have your pressure on your fork truncheons. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you risk your forks eventually slipping, which is probably unlikely. But once you stretch them right up and they're tight, that's it. You can't get the correct tension on them. So it's important not to do that. So that's pretty well it. I want to just warn you about that. We could then go into steering head dampening and the pressure on that. But that's probably another subject, I reckon.
Another show.
Yeah, we can talk about steering head dampening and how you pressure them. And there's a variety of different types of triple clamps. Well, I might as well just quickly point that out while I've got them here. You'll notice that this one here has a bolt through here, and it clamps onto the steering head here.
Which is that big thing that's sticking up out of the black one?
That's that thing, yeah. The thing that's sticking up out of the black thing. That's just your steering head shaft. Now you notice with this one, it doesn't have it. Right? There's no way to clamp that on. So your tensioning on your steering head bearings varies in different ways. So there's different techniques you have to loosen bolts and tighten them up and tension this and that. So there's a couple of different things there. So you got to look for the right one. Check your workshop manual on those sorts of items. But maybe we might cover that in the next show.
Week.
Yeah.
Good follow on.
Yep. Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Okay.
Must be time for a cuppa.
Oh, it is.
So what do we got? What we got? Bike news, Jess.
Bike news.
Maybe I'll give you the pad and you can read it.
Yes. So in the bike news, we have.
I like dumping Jess into it.
My head's been in stock all morning, and now you just throw this in me. No warning. Luckily, I got my notes for my new products in.
What we need is one of those things like
teleprompter,
the news readers, so they know who's talking about what.
Teleprompter,
is that what it is? Oh, we might have to talk to our tech man about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I can organise that.
Well, please do.
No, I really should cover bikes because that was actually my job.
It was.
So I just thought I'd let you know we have one 2020 Gas 300 TXT Racing left, brand new, still in its box. Now this was earmarked sold, and unfortunately the sale didn't go through for reasons unbeknown. So that is back in stock. We took it off the website because we thought it was sold. So we might need to pop that back up on the website.
Yep, we can do that.
But you won't get a cheaper brand new bike, I don't think, ever.
Because what's that going on out for now? I
believe, don't quote me exactly, but it's about 8,995, I think.
Ooh, for a brand newie, out of the box.
Brand spanker.
And Neil says they're good rides out of the box.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they are. There's no doubt about them. They are awesome. So that's a bargain. We've got a excellent condition 2020 Beta Evo 250, beautiful club level bike, and it's in excellent condition. And I've also, when I get myself out into the workshop, because I think I need to do it, because I might actually have to ride this bike this weekend, because Niels went and undermined me again and took the bike that I was going to ride away from me. But I've got a 2013 Beta Evo 250 that's come in to be prepped for sale. So I'm going to get my rear in the gear and prep that for sale.
Oh, look at that. So you're a poet and didn't even know it. So getting your rear into gear.
So I can ride it this weekend, and it'll be a good ride on it to test it and see what it's actually like. So apart from all the new bikes, Beta, Gas, TRSs, as you know, the Beta 2020s, 2s have been released.
Yep, I put that up on socials yesterday.
TRS have got bikes coming.
Yep, they're about to go up when I get the latest pics. There's the Gas 2020. That's going up short. Yeah, 2022 is going up. Oh man, that's a tongue twist. 2022.
Yeah, 2022.
Really, 2022
what
already?
Are we do
Jesus.
Yeah. So apart from that, products, we've got some heaps of products coming in, and that's your game, Jess.
That is my game, because we've had a nice little delivery from Off-Road Action.
Awesome.
So we've got some boots starting to filter through. So, oh my lordy, this is exciting news.
So if you're size 43, we've got every colour.
Yes.
If you're size 45, we've got black.
Yes.
And
then if you're any other size, just wait a while.
But they tell me it's not too far away.
No, they are coming through now, so that is brilliant news. But last week you would have remembered we had the kids' the adults' jackets. Well, this week, brand new, out of the box, we've got the kids' signal jackets. What? Now, these are great. They are water repellent, so not necessarily water resistant, Mum and Dad, but on those days where it's a light drizzle, it's still going to keep your kids dry-ish and warm, because it has a nice soft fleece bit of lining, so it will cut out that wind. And we won't have too many kids with the sniffles and the colds.
I should be able to fit in the kids' wear. What do you reckon?
Well, this is a large, and they do it between, they recommend size 11 to 12, and we do have a small, which that would most probably be like a 6 to 8.
Yeah.
And then you'd have your mediums, which would be your 8 to 10s.
Yeah, and they go up to XL.
Yeah, I'm quite sure, like 14s to 16.
Yeah. And there's more of them coming.
There's more of them coming. They have zipper side pockets, and the arms come cuffed. So that should help keep water out and keep all the tackers dry.
Yeah.
So, ho, 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 Merry Christmas for mums and dads out there.
Oh, yeah, it's the right colour too.
Oh, it is. It's coming to that season when we need to get prepared. Yeah. And then the other ones that have finally come in is... we have foot pegs.
Ah, yeah.
Now, these ones are pretty cool because
you can drop them and they don't break.
Well, they won't, because guess what? I just found out today that they're forged aluminium.
Yeah.
They are a CNC. What was it?
CNC, yeah.
Something, which is a computer navigated cut.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So that's why they've got...
Our Tim would get excited about CNC
That's why
machines.
they've got all nice, smooth, sharp lines, where someone told me if it's... What was the other thing it was?
Billeted.
Cast.
No, cast.
Yes.
See,
whereas cast, it's all
cast.
rounded. See, see, I'm learning things now.
You are. That would be CNC'd, I'm assuming.
Yes, Neil did say that was CNC because it has nice sharp lines.
Yeah.
And apparently they can be set at 3 different settings, these guys.
Okay.
So you've got a standard, and then they come with a washer where it can be... Now, I'll get the right dimensions.
Yep.
It could go 2.3 mils forward or 2.3 mils backwards.
So just shift them in your...
Shift them in your preference.
Those washers that are on the bolt,
yes.
You just put...
Yeah, one...
Shift them
either side.
Them either side.
Yep, and they do come with spare bolts and spare tips.
Yeah.
So these little things here that grip onto your boots.
Now these are awesome because they're a very wide peg, and you get quite sure-footed on it. And the beauty of a wider peg is you can actually change the aggression of the bike, if you want to call it that, by just simply loading. So you can actually change the attitude of the bike. So that's why
Well,
the
there's a
wider
new
pegs.
thing I didn't know.
The wide pegs are brilliant. I mean, Neil loves those Jitsie pegs.
Yep.
He
So
loves
we've got them currently in red, black, and
blue. Yep.
And they retail for $150.95.
No.
So
Awesome.
not bad for a
I
set of
know.
pegs.
I know. There's a couple of people waiting on them.
Yes.
So,
And just with the rain jackets as well, the kids ones they are $97.95.
okay.
So
Awesome.
good way to keep the kids warm and toasty.
No worries. Awesome.
So that's me on products for the
no
moment.
worries. I should have been drinking me coffee while
Yes,
you were
you
talking.
should have. You should have. You should have stayed hydrated.
Yeah. So what's our next event?
The next event we're at Rainer's Farm this Sunday.
This Sunday, and
guess what, people? Oh my lordy! I hope you've registered because it is sunny and 18. We're gonna have heat wave.
way.
We are having heat wave conditions this week. So bring out your bathers, bring out the olive oil and tanning and sunning mats, and
cool. Well, that's awesome.
it's going to be a good,
that's
hopefully
awesome.
dry.
Because Rainers is one of the event properties. It is a really brilliant property. Perfect, ideal for kids to get around. It's an easy circuit. Beautiful property.
Easy to walk.
Great for camping. Generally, you get a lot of campers. So camping, you can camp probably from Friday night
Just on Audrey's advice, just don't go near the swampy parts.
That's right. She fell in. Yeah.
She thought it was going to be not as deep, and then she was literally up to her neck.
Awesome.
But no, that's going to be a great weekend.
That'd be awesome.
And even the next weekend is another great camping weekend. We've got the TRS 2-day.
Yeah. So, Jess, I hope you're going to have your operation and be ready to go because you're our number one TRS sponsored female 125 rider.
That would be wonderful. But unfortunately, I've got another 15 days before I see my surgeon.
Oh, dear. What a shame. So it means your bike will be spare.
It just might be.
You got an itch.
Just a slight one.
No, awesome.
But no, that one will be great.
Yeah.
So just make sure that if you are entering for the trial this weekend, they do close 12 p.m. tonight.
Thursday.
Tonight.
So the path is closed Thursday.
Yeah.
So and then the TRS 2-day is at Davy Thomas's at Marangarup Road, Marangarup. And camping, he loves people camping.
From Friday night is great.
It's fine.
And the trial actually starts 2:00.
Yeah, so it's a 2-day. It's just a normal weekend. So it's a half-day Saturday starting at 2 p.m. And then it's a full day on the Sunday.
That's going to feel a little bit awkward
it's a
starting
bit weird,
at
2:00. It's a bit weird, but it's good if you
Make sure you get your nana nap in beforehand, just so you're feeling fresh and revived for that first ride.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So that's pretty well it from us.
Yeah, it sure is.
So it looks like it's it from me. What about you?
Yep, definitely from me.
Okay, well, I reckon we'll say ciao, and we'll see you later with your feet up. What do you reckon? Cool.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
No, we need a better one.
You
We need a better catch cry.